Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 12 in the HCSB for July 12th, 2023. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but one who hates correction is stupid. The good person obtains favor from the Lord, but he condemns a man who schemes. Man cannot be made secure by wickedness, but the roof of the righteous is immovable. The root of the righteous is immovable. A capable wife is her husband's crown, but a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just, but guidance from the wicked leads to deceit. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. The wicked are overthrown and perish, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. Better to be dishonored, yet have a servant, than act important, but have no food. A righteous man cares about his animal's health, but even the merciful acts of the wicked are cruel. The one who works his land will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. The wicked desire of what evil men have. The wicked desire, not of, the wicked desire what evil men have. But the root of the righteous produces fruit. An evil man is trapped by his rebellious speech, but a righteous one escapes from trouble. A man will be satisfied with good by the words of his mouth, and the work of a man's hands will reward him. A fool's way is right in his own eyes, but whoever listens to counsel is wise. A fool's displeasure is known at once, but whoever ignores an insult is sensible. Whoever speaks the truth declares what is right, but a false witness, deceit. There is one who speaks rashly, like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue only a moment. Deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but those who promote peace have joy. No disaster overcomes the righteous, but the wicked are full of misery. Lying lips are detestable to the Lord, but faithful people are his delight. A shrewd person conceals knowledge, but a foolish heart publicizes stupidity. The diligent hand will rule, but laziness will lead to forced labor. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. A righteous man is careful in dealing with his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked lead them astray. A lazy man doesn't roast his game, but to a diligent man his wealth is precious. There is life in the path of righteousness, but another path leads to death. All right, let's start off with, I was supposed to be going to the store and going home. So I did go to the store after my delivery, but I haven't made it home yet. So spend a little time with y'all and, trying to do this. I'm going to have a long night ahead of me. So don't want to just push this back and assume I'll get it done later today or try to get it done tonight or be behind tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be really rough. So I'm squinting because I left my sunglasses and because, I don't even have them. If I put my white sunglasses on that I picked up as an emergency pair because I couldn't find the other sunglasses, I'll probably get called cringy again, right? I got called cringy on a daily verse. So my question though, I want to actually respond and just be like, was it the sunglasses? Is it the beard? Is it that I was in my cool polo collar, pearless Sunday shirt? Was it that? Was it the combination because I was trying to look cool? Look, this is what happens. Look at the daily verse. Look at this. This is what happens if I don't wear sunglasses during the day like this. I try. I know the UV is good for you, for your brain, for your eyes, to a degree. You know what I mean? But, man, I go out in the morning with my coffee and stuff, and it's like, lead me, Jesus, because I can't see a thing. Or get one teary eye kind of opened, doing that. So I know how it works. I know you got to bleach out the receptors in your eyes and things like that. Everything's got to even out. It doesn't make it any easier. So I do try to wear good sunglasses. Always destroy them. As soon as I get given a pair, I sometimes on the handoff, I'll drop them. And then I get a mark right over my pupil. Pray for your boy, y'all. So, let's see. Reading the footnotes right here. A wife of quality or a wife of good character. 12:12, or desire a stronghold of evil. 26, or man guides his neighbor into a wicked path. 28, or righteousness. The other translation. This is why I like this translation with the footnotes. I might have to invest in a study Bible that's of this translation. There is a path. There is life in the path of righteousness, but another path leads to death. Footnote says, I'm trying to read it with the footnote. There is life in the path of righteousness, and in its path there is no death. So the difference in translation being like there's the righteous path and the path that leads to death. And in this one, the way that this is translated is there's a righteous path, and in that path there's no death. There is no diversion. Well, I try to love discipline. I have problems with physical discipline because of my body, and maybe the discipline would help my body. We're going to find out because I'm trying to push myself harder. But I think it's just reproof and mentally being corrected, verbally, rhetorically, those things, that if you love it, you love knowledge. And that's why I'm constantly asking on here. Like, somebody hit me and say, your take is wrong, or I want to hear more on that because I just want to learn more. I just want to do better. Because if you hate correction, you're stupid, right? And fools want to give everybody their opinion, be it wrong, they don't think it's wrong. The way of a man seems right. A good person obtains favor from the Lord, but he condemns a man who schemes. A capable wife is her husband's crown, but a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. The footnote is a wife of quality or a wife of good character is her husband's crown. But a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. I can't imagine being married to, let's just say, a strong modern woman, using that, and they want to be on a certain fan site or have their own site or whatever. Oh, no, babe. And then if she were to do that anyway and put herself out there, oh man, oh, you might love her, but man, you don't want that. And it turns out a lot of those ladies don't want that either. I listened to this interview the other night about former adult actress talking about how she's creeped out and hates people being able to see her on the internet. It wasn't pay-per-view, it wasn't live TV. You knew what you were doing. Whatever. I can't, that, yeah. Rottenness in your bones. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. It's just ugh. Moving on. Sorry. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. I saw a guy just now with a shirt on outside the store, and it was for Demented Minds. I don't know if it was a label or record label or whatever, but I wanted to reach out and say something to him. But I'm always checking myself, Spirit, everyone loves that Hillsong song. Oh, Spirit, lead me. Great. Spirit, I thought, said, reach over and tell that guy, they're basically being demented in a demented culture means maybe you're thinking clearly, but there's no demented mind in Jesus, but clearly if I was going to speak to him, Spirit would have to be leading me, because you see me fumble and just trying to express what I've felt. But I also don't want to be crazy street preacher where people feel like I'm coming at them with craziness and hate. But it also would have been weird if strange 40-year-old bearded guy walked up to him and just gave him a hug or asked him, "Can I give you a hug?" I don't know. I'm trying to find the median between listening and acting, because I don't want to listen and mistake my thoughts for what I think I'm hearing. Because at the end of the day, I rep Jesus, I rep the Spirit, I rep the Father. So talk about it with my buddy Jeff, and we're both getting crazier in our old age. We just want to go out in the streets like disciples and preach and heal people. But I also don't want to heal people in Jesus' name just for Jesus to be like, "That wasn't for me. Get out of here." Which is why I'm struggling. Not struggling, it's the wrong word. I'm always grappling. We talk about daily meditation, meditating on the Word. I'm grappling with listening to what I'm hearing and feeling. Poor explanation. This is an interesting take on this verse. Better to be dishonored yet have a servant than to act important but have no food. And the other translation, it's like better to have little. You know what I mean? Like basically be poor but still have a servant, yet to act important but have no food. And we don't have servant, permanent servant, partial servant, or temporary servant. We don't have any of that in there. We only have paid help and a history of slavery in this country. But it's not the same, right? Anybody got a servant and still have little that's watching this? Or just anybody? No. But the point is, like, better to have what you have, be content, than to flaunt things that you shouldn't. I understand it's not in my culture. So before I get called hateful or something, like leaving price tags on things, my brothers, we know those brands. We see how shiny and new it is. My brother in Christ, I know that a Rolls Royce costs a lot of money. You don't need to leave the sticker on the window. Do what you want to do. Especially if you got the money to have that. But if you having that, nice car, you got the Benz, something like that, a Rover, and you still eating poorly and can't take care of yourself, that's not the way, man. The one who works his hand will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. Are these like thoughts, daydreams, and not acting? Or are these like foolish ideas, like in the metaphor of like working your land? Like, guys, I'm going to raise peacocks and emus. I think there's a future in it. When I should be growing, cherries and apples, that's what works here. And dealing with the animals and the things that are happy here naturally, instead of trying to force something and then have no market for it. And that's kind of how I'm hearing this, at least today. A man will be satisfied with good by the words of his mouth, and the works of man's hands will reward him. I like that there's a distinction here. You'll get good. You'll get good life. You'll get good things. You'll get good neighbors, feedback from them. Like you'll get good from the words of your mouth and the way that you speak and conduct yourself. And if you work diligently with your hands, you'll get a reward from that. A physical reward. Yeah, fools, man. They're right in their own eyes, and their displeasure is known at once. But the wise listen to counsel and try to ignore insults. That's why with the cringe thing, it's like, don't feed the trolls, right? But at the same time, like, was it the Bible verse that was cringe? Is it that me reading Bible on YouTube is cringe? I don't want an argument. I just kind of want to know, like, how did I offend you? Or are you just being mean? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. What am I going to do? Shave my beard? Not wear my sunglasses and squint in every video? Whatever. I was listening to Jordan Peterson talk about speaking truth. Whoever speaks truth declares what is right, but a false witness deceit. And his point was that if you speak truth, only truth, you very quickly find out reality as it is, because you will meet reality. You will meet the friction of everybody else around you. But you will live an authentic adventure. That's your reward, is your life will be an actual adventure because you will constantly be finding out. I like it, Speak truth. Maybe that'll be the sequel to my dad's book. I'll have like the 5-page or the 6-page book, right? On total health. Eat right, live right, take your vitamins, say your prayers. I'm going to add speak truth. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. If there's somebody in your life, especially a guy, if you're watching this and you've got husband, brother, friend, whatever, call them up. Hopefully you'll see them in person and tell them how they make a difference. Just has to be one difference. You make me feel safe. You make me feel seen, protected, worried over. Because a lot of us are just trying to do our jobs, you know what I mean? And we're going to do it regardless. But a little feedback is nice. And that goes dude to dude, friends. Try to call my friends. I've been trying to call this one for like 3 weeks. I know he's going through it. He's kind of quit his one job, got a small business going bigger, learning some things, going through it with family life. Trying to be there for him, man. But you can't make people talk. You can't make people call you back. But nevertheless, send them good words. That's all you can do. A lazy man doesn't roast his game, but to a diligent man his wealth is precious. Meaning, you kill a deer and you're rich, you can afford, and I'm modern terms here, you can just afford to take what you want. You see it a lot where my parents live, where it's like somebody will kill a deer, they'll take the antlers or the head if they want that, they'll take the back strap, and then that's it. They dump the rest of the carcass. So you got most of the deer sitting there. Terrible. Unjust. A waste. Ridiculous. But to diligent men, I got a friend up here in particular, when he takes a deer, he's even using like the bones and trying to figure out the old ways of like using the tendons and stuff. Diligence. And that's wealth, is every little thing that you've got, not just the change that you've got or a couple of dollars. So remember, there's life in the path of righteousness, and in it there is no death. All right, I need to report back. I need to get packed. I need to do all the things I need to do, and pray for me. I hate being away from my home for any extended period of time. It's hard enough when you're a worrier. Add to that, I have some animals that I'm going to be entrusting to somebody. And on top of that, previously been burglarized. So, trying to not be anxious, but what are you going to do? It's in the Lord's hands. He gave me the house and everything in it and the family. So, he'll watch over and keep us, and He'll do with me and everything I have as He sees fit. So with that, go with God and be blessed.